my undergraduate degree was at NC State in nutrition. And after I graduated, I kind of worked in the weight loss field for a little bit, and kind of felt the calling to continue going with my education, and really thought about nursing. I knew that nutrition laid a really good foundation for me to pursue that career, so I went back to nursing school and got my RN, and now I work as a hospice nurse. I usually my specialty is admissions, what we call recertifications, and if patients happen to pass. So when we start someone on hospice, they send a nurse out to explain what we do, what we're there to help, and to assess kind of the patient's condition at the minute I get them. And so I usually do a bunch of startups, which we call admissions, and RN specialize in what we call recertification. So every 90 days, Medicare requires us to look at our patients and say, do they really qualify for hospice? Do we see them kind of changing in a negative way? And so we have to show that, like in our documentation, we have to prove that they truly qualify, because sometimes you put someone on hospice and they start to gain weight and they look good and they're doing better, and we have to say, okay, well, you're doing really good, so we're going to call in another agency like home health or home care. So these certifications, and then if a patient happens to pass, I'll go out and be with the family and kind of help them in that time. And then a lot of times I'll do as-needed visits. So if like a family calls and they're like, something's not right, or mom's not feeling good today, I'll go out and see the patient. Prior to becoming a hospice nurse, as soon as I got my RN, I worked in long-term care, which are facilities that house anywhere from 25 to 100 patients, and really they're there for either long-term care to get 24-hour nursing support, or they're there for a short stay. So say example, they broke a hip and they need 6 to 10 weeks of rehab, physical therapy, occupational therapy. They'll come stay in a facility. And so I help manage the nursing staff in a facility, where just making sure that staffing was appropriate, that if we had any issues as far as episodes where patients weren't feeling good or needed to go back to the hospital, I kind of helped to manage those cases. One thing that was really valuable to me was my nutrition foundation, because one thing that we like to look at when we're in skilled care is weight loss. Sometimes that's a trend as you age, but we want to try to avoid that. And so really working with the staff to help make sure that our patients are properly nourished. So whether we need to offer snacks throughout the day, more snacks, more calorie dense, really working with the patients to see what they liked, to try to boost their weight when they were losing weight. And that was really relevant to my career as a nurse with my nutrition undergrad. Well, I had my hands in everything. One of the things I really enjoyed was the nutrition club. And what we would do is we would have different activities on campus, where we'd set up tables and have people come talk about healthy eating, or I have a hard time having healthy snacks. So, we'd kind of meet with the students and say, well, these are ideas of healthy snacks, and we make these cool poster boards, and it really helped me prepare for maybe education in the future in any career I did, how to communicate with people and how people best learn with visual aids and activities, hands-on activities. So nutrition club was really important. I had a lot of fun with that. After graduation, I really learned that I enjoyed being hands-on in a career. So I took a role in management, and kind of was behind the scenes of in a facility where a lot of the other nurses and home health aides would be hands-on with the patient, and then I would kind of handle the paperwork side of things. And after doing that for a while, I really realized I missed being hands-on, one-on-one with people. And so as I kind of transitioned to another career, I really looked for something that, I was one-on-one with someone. I really enjoyed that interaction. And really at NC State in the nutrition, I think I learned that about myself there, that I really enjoyed people-to-people interaction. I didn't think a job that was mainly at a desk setting would be a good fit for me. In the field of nurses, it's great to be an RN. You know, it shows that you had extensive education in nursing, but to take it a step farther, you can become a nurse specialist in your field. So, for example, a mother-baby nurse can get a specialty where she has to study really hard and sit for an exam that says, I know a lot about mother-baby nursing. Well, in hospice, we have our certification, and it's called the Certified Hospice and Palliative Care Certification. So after about a year of hospice nursing, I decided to study and sit for that exam, and I passed it, and so I'm considered kind of an expert in the field of hospice and palliative care. So I was really proud of that. If I had it to do all over again, I have two answers. One, I probably wouldn't do it differently because I truly did learn a lot. I kind of wish I would have been a little more aggressive at wanting to actually job shadow a variety of careers and kind of see like what's the best fit for me. Ask professionals in the field their advice on what they do day to day, and see if you can spend time with them and learn from them. Ask them to be your mentor, and that way you can learn about what they do on a day-to-day basis and really get to know, like, is this something that I could really pursue for the rest of my life and enjoy and give me great fulfillment.